So moving on to the next screen, we're going to see our first robot. So this robot is what we call a turtle in the game, and this is what you're going to be dealing with throughout the rest of the game. So just like the computers, you're going to be opening these robots by right-clicking them. And now the task we have here is to make the robot move up. So this time there's no code already written for you. You have to write the code yourself and create the program by yourself. So let's go through the steps of creating your program. So the first step, as said, was to create the name of the program, which is done by typing edit, and then you could name your program anything you want. I'll name the program up since the program's function is to go up. Now you come to your coding menu, and this is where you can type all of your code. So the code to make a turtle go up is turtle dot up, and this is exactly what needs to be typed to make the turtle go up. You can't type anything else. There's no other function that can do this. So now that you typed your code, you press the control button, and this brings you to your exit and save menu. On your save menu, you press enter. Up. Now you're gonna exit. And now you can run the program up. And as you can see, the turtle just moved up. So now I'm going to go over some other parts of programming which will come in handy. So I'm going to edit up again. And let's see what happens if I didn't type this properly. Let's say I forgot the parentheses and type up. It showed me an error. It said, it gave me this long, meaningless error. But what we can actually see from this is it says the error is at 1. That means when we go back to our code, we should look to line 1 to look for the error. This method of finding the errors is called debugging, which is an essential part of programming in general, and it's concept 2C on your curriculum sheet. So if you want to resolve this bug, we're going to go to the spot. We're going to go to line 1 on your code. So edit up again, and as we saw, turtle.up needs to have the parentheses. So we save it again and exit and type up. It works just fine because we just solved it. So that technique called debugging will come in handy a lot throughout this program, especially as we get into more complicated programs where you have lines and lines of code, and it's going to be difficult to figure out exactly what part of your code is making the error and what's wrong with your code, why it's not working the way it is. So debugging is useful in those kinds of ways. There are other methods of debugging that also deal with non-syntax errors, but it's not really going to be discussed too much throughout Minecraft Coding Camp. So the error you saw there was an error thrown when you have like a coding grammar mistake. This is what we call syntax errors, because the proper syntax or grammar for the code says that you need to have the parentheses afterwards in order for it to be a valid function. So now that we finished up with this turtle, let's keep moving on through tutorial. So you reached the end of tutorial, and that should have taught you pretty much how the game works. As a reminder, you press WASD for moving, spacebar is jump, and to code a computer, or a robot, or a turtle, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna need to type edit, name of the program, then type your code, then save your program, exit the coding menu, and then run the program. So that's going to import it throughout the next few levels. So what we come to here is all of your projects. So you see project 3, 4, here's project 1, here's project 2, and throughout the next videos we're just going to be going through all these projects, and I'll be explaining how each project works, and we're going to be going through all kinds of new code. So what you want to do as we go through all these projects, and I'll remind you again in the next video, is you want to make sure you write down all of your code and all of your answers, so that you can keep track of what's going on, because each project will build off the next project. So code you learn, for example, in project 1 will be used in project 2. And I also encourage your students to do the same, so that they don't get lost or confused as they get into higher level projects, like projects 3 and 4, which can get pretty complicated and really long and complicated code. So now I just want to, before we conclude this video, I want to go over some basic shortcuts and hacks for the game. So first of all, I encourage the students, once again, not to open hacks, not to do any kinds of cheats, just because it defeats the purpose of the game, which is to teach kids how to code. And if they're doing cheats, all kinds of stuff, and bypassing the way the program is built, that won't let them teach, won't let them learn anything. So please encourage them not to open such things. But for you as a teacher or librarian, these cheats and hacks can actually be pretty handy. For example, if a student gets lost, or a student gets, a student somehow messes up the game, a student needs to reset their game, you're going to need to use these shortcuts to make sure you fix the game for them so they can go back to playing it. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is what to do if a person gets lost, or they break something, or something like that. So you want to press the escape button, and see this thing here called Open to LAN. You want to click that, and then it says Allow Cheats. Press that one more time, and it'll say On. And then click Start LAN World. Then you have this little dialog box in the left corner, and what you want to do is type the / and then type game mode 1, and then press enter. Now what this allows you to do is, normally editing the game and destroying things is actually impossible. But now you can do things like break blocks. See, I just broke a window right there. I can also fly, and that's done by pressing the spacebar twice. Double clicking the spacebar allows you to fly, and conversely, Shift lets you move down. So this comes in handy, especially if you want to fly a kid over out of a screen where he's not supposed to be, or if he wants to go back because he messed up something. And also by pressing E, which is your inventory, as I said before, now you have access to every single block possible in Minecraft. So if your student actually does go into the game and accidentally break something or something like that, you can use these blocks and correct it. And this can be really useful instead of having the kid having to reset the whole game just because they made one mistake. But this also stresses the importance of not using cheats, because as I showed you, I just broke a window here. If I break something like a button here, that could mess up the whole game for the student, because those are much harder to fix, especially if you break all of the internal stuff going inside with the button. So while cheats can come in handy for you, make sure you be careful with it and use it only when you really need to. Now to exit the cheat mode, so you go back to regular play mode, you type / again, type game mode, and then type 0 this time. And now you can't break anything, do any kind of weird stuff. And this is back to normal. Just remember, and make sure you do this, anytime you use cheats and to fix a student's game, always remember to revert back to game mode 0, because if you leave them in cheats mode, they're going to continue messing things up. The next thing I want to tell you is getting coordinates. So let's say you're stuck in a teleporting, let's say you're stuck in like project 4, and you're like in the middle of it, and you don't want to have to fly all over the place trying to find your way back to a screen you want to go back to. So the easy way to do that is type, you want to open the function for F3, file menu 3. Usually this is done by pressing the Fn button and then typing 3. And what this gives you is all of your coordinates. So if you see in the left side on the bottom section, you see an X, Y, and a Z. Those are the coordinates of your current location. So I advise you to write down a location such as this, the coordinates of this official location, and keep them stored somewhere so you always know where to teleport to. I'll tell you in a second how to teleport, but at any time in the game, if you want if you think location is important, always type FN F3 and get your coordinates and write those down. So anytime you need to, you can always teleport back there. So now I'm going to do the same thing to exit that. And the next thing we're going to do is how to actually teleport. So if I want to teleport, I type /TP, and then you want to enter your coordinate names. So I'm not actually going to enter the coordinates because I don't want to actually teleport myself somewhere I don't want to be. But for example, if my X, Y, and Z coordinates were 60, 60, 60, or I'll do 60, 70, 80. I'll do 60, 70, 80. And if I press enter after that, it should teleport me to where I want to go. It'll teleport me to the coordinates of that location in the game. So it might just be faster way than flying around to get to a specific spot where you know you're going to go there pretty often. For example, just this menu right here, if you're stuck in a level and you can't find the button that takes you back home, just teleport in the back to this project menu. And as a reminder, FN F3 gives you the coordinates. The coordinates seem to be negative 135.64223, 69, 174.99761. So just copy down those 3 coordinates and keep them ready in case you ever need to teleport somewhere. The last thing before we go, I want to remind you is about the saves folder. So what we're going to do is exit the game first, escape, save and quit the title, quit game. And I showed you this in the last video, just in case you forgot. In case you need to ever reset someone's game, you go to the roaming folder and you see in saves, this Minecraft enrichment project. You can always go to your original Minecraft enrichment file when you first downloaded it, the one right here, and copy it and replace it with this. That will allow you to completely reset the game. So this can come in handy if your students ever completely screw over the game, they're completely messed up, you can't use your cheats to fix anything. You can always use this and have them completely restart the game. They'll have to start over, but they can continue playing and try your best to get them back to where they were. So this is all for this video, and in the next video I'll be going into Project 1 and we'll be seeing the first parts of the Minecraft coding campaign.